Is an accepted offer a guarantee that you're absolutely going to get the keys? Or can buying a new washer and dryer set strictly for the new home actually cost you the entire mortgage approval 3 days before closing? We all know the hardest part of buying a home right now feels like finding the right house and winning the negotiations. But once you sign that contract, you'll be entering a 30 to 45 day window of your life that I like to call the quiet zone. And quite frankly, this is where I've seen perfectly qualified buyers fumble the ball at the 1 yard line. The period between your offer getting accepted and the day you sit down at the closing table usually lasts, again, around 30 to 45 days. During this time, your life needs to be boring. Financially speaking, you need to be invisible. During my time in the mortgage industry, there have been heartbreaking events and stories resulting in either significant delays in getting to closing, or even worse, not being able to get into the new home at all. Through all of these occurrences, it's always come back to a buyer doing one of these 5 things while they're under contract. Today, I'm going to go over those 5 common mistakes buyers make while waiting for their closing day. First up is the credit card trap. Let's talk about the most common deal killer I see, the new house shopping spree. It is completely natural to be excited. You just went under contract on a beautiful home. You've got the measurements for the living room and you realize your old couch isn't going to fit. So you head to the furniture store and they offer you some 0% financing for 24 or 36 months. And you think, great, I won't have to pay a dime until after I move in. Here is exactly why that is a massive problem. Even if you don't have a payment for months, that new debt shows up on your credit report immediately. Lenders monitor your credit specifically during the period of time when you're under contract. When we see that new credit inquiry, that new open balance, we have to factor a monthly payment into your debt to income ratio. Okay, let's look at the numbers in this example. Let's say that you finance $3,000 worth of furniture. The lender might have to impute a monthly payment of $100 or $150 each month against your income. That might not sound like much, but if you are already tight on your qualifying ratios, that $150 could lower your maximum loan amount by $15,000 or $20,000. Suddenly, you no longer qualify for the house you are currently packing up to move into. Do not buy furniture. Do not buy the appliances, and definitely do not buy a new truck until a month or so after the closing when the keys are in your hands and the deed is recorded. Next up, we have to talk about your job. I know life happens. Maybe you get a better offer or you're looking to switch careers, but changing your employment status while you're under contract is one of the riskiest moves you can make. Now, in terms of these examples we're going to go through, there is a difference between a good move and a bad move in the eyes of a lender. Let's say if you're a nurse working at Sanford Health and you move to a different clinic within the same network for a higher hourly wage, and it's still a W-2 position. That is usually manageable. We just need some documents to verify the information, which would be something along the lines of that new offer letter and a copy of your first pay stub. But here's an example of where things go wrong. If you leave a salary job to start a commission-only job, or you decide to become a 1099 independent contractor because the earning potential is higher, you have likely just killed your loan. Lenders need stability. When you switch to commission or self-employment, we typically need at least a year's worth of history to count that income. Oftentimes, we would need 2 years of history for those types of income. If you switch in the middle of the transaction, your qualifying income effectively drops to 0. We just can't utilize it without the history. My advice on this, if you are thinking about quitting, or even if you think you might get let go, call your loan officer immediately. Do not wait until the verification of employment check that happens 48 hours before closing for us to find out. The next one might not seem like a huge deal, but it can create a paper trail headache and slow the process down. It's a requirement that we cover and verify the movement of money. Larger deposits not associated with your regular employment deposits are what I like to call mystery money. As you likely know, we are going to need cash to close for your down payment and for your closing costs. But you can't just show up with a briefcase, and you can't just deposit $5,000 of cash into your bank account a week before closing without explaining it. Federal law requires lenders to source every single dollar that is used in a real estate transaction to prevent money laundering. If grandma wants to gift you $5,000 to help with the house, she can't just hand you cash. It needs to be a traced wire or a check, and she needs to sign a gift letter. If you sell a motorcycle on Facebook Marketplace to get some extra cash, you need a bill of sale and a copy of the check and proof that the check was deposited into your account. If we see a random large deposit in your bank statements during the underwriting process, we cannot use those funds unless you can prove exactly where they came from. If you can't prove it, we have to pretend like the money doesn't exist. So before you move money from savings to checking or transfer funds from a crypto account or cash out your 401k, call your lender. Ask them the correct way to do it so you create a paper trail that satisfies the underwriter. Now, fourth, the silent killer. Missed payments on current bills. Moving's chaotic. You're packing boxes, you're calling utility companies, and you're scheduling movers. It's very easy to lose track of your normal bills. I've seen buyers who have immaculate credit scores miss a $25 payment on a Kohl's card or a small credit card simply because they forgot to check the mail during the move. Here's the thing though, if that payment hits 30 days late, it reports to the bureaus. Your credit score could drop 50 to 100 points overnight. Most lenders do a soft pull or a credit refresh right before closing. If your score drops from a 740 to a 660, your interest rate might jump up, costing you thousands over the life of your loan. Or worse, if it drops below the minimum requirement for your loan program, that approval is revoked. Set everything to auto pay for the 2 months surrounding your home purchase. Check your accounts weekly. Do not let a $25 oversight cost you a $300,000 asset. And finally, let's look at the behavior regarding contingencies in your contract. Now, while you're under that contract, you will likely have an inspection period. This is where you find some issues with the home. Maybe the water heater is old, or there's a small leak under the sink. There's a fine line between protecting your investment and being impossible to work with. If you demand the seller fixes every single cosmetic scratch or cracked tile, you risk the seller getting frustrated. While they usually can't just cancel the contract because you asked for repairs, they can refuse to do them. And if you get emotional and threaten to walk away over small items, you put your earnest money deposit at risk. Keep your eye on the prize. Focus on the major health and safety issues during the inspection. Don't blow up the deal over a $50 paint touch-up. Enough with the warnings, because buying a home is exciting and ownership is absolutely still possible here if you just follow the golden rule of being under contract. That is, do nothing. Don't spend money. Don't move money, and don't change jobs without checking with your loan officer first. Once you have the keys, you can buy the furniture and switch careers. So guys, if you found this helpful, please hit like, subscribe, all the things, because I come out with videos like this every week that are helping you make smarter and more informed decisions. Take care.